Famous tennis players who almost died. One minute, you're enjoying your well-deserved holiday, and the next, you could be killed by the ocean.
He's done some real damage. Oh my word.
God.
Well, this was almost reality for Naomi Osaka. Sometimes it's easy to think our favorite celebrities are invincible, but death has no respect for any man. While enjoying a summer vacation away in the sunny Turks, Naomi Osaka saw her life flash before her eyes. Only 22 then, she was just beginning to enjoy her meteoric rise to the top of the tennis world when she suffered a scare that would terrify her for the rest of her life. It was Osaka's first ever vacation, and her sister convinced her to try paddleboarding. I mean, what could go wrong, right? But little did she know getting on that board could be the biggest mistake of her life. It was a beautiful day. The sun was out, and she enjoyed the breathtaking view when a sea current came from nowhere and took her away. Suddenly, she was in no man's land. Behind her, she saw her vacation home retreat further and further away from her. Before she knew it, she was deep in the current, with no hope of escape. The house was becoming a tiny dot on the horizon, and all she could do was try not to panic. The terror of the situation spiked a notch when Osaka remembered she had no idea how to swim. Was this the end, she thought? As these stories usually go, it got worse. Osaka fell into the water, and her mind filled with a new fear. It wasn't just drowning this time, it was sharks. She screamed and screamed, holding on for dear life and hoping none of those sharp-toothed monsters made an appearance. Luckily for her, she managed to get out of that situation without a scratch. One more hour in those waters and we might have been telling a different story. Imagine the shock the world would have experienced hearing that we lost one of the brightest new stars in the world of tennis just after she had begun to make waves. Some even considered Osaka to be the next chosen one. Speaking of the chosen one, Osaka's mentor and hero, Serena Williams, is next. The legendary Serena Williams also had a close brush with death. It is said that death has 1,000 faces, and he showed one of those faces to the legend in the delivery room. The famous tennis player once revealed that she almost died after giving birth to her baby daughter. How? Yeah, well, let me tell you. The former world champion spent 6 gruesome weeks in the hospital bed after the birth of her daughter, Alexis, by an emergency cesarean section. The pregnancy may have gone smoothly, but the real problems came when delivering the baby. After the surgery, she had a fit of intense coughing, which popped the sutures open once again. She was rushed back to the surgery room, where doctors found a huge patch of clotted blood in her abdomen, traveling to her lungs. If that clot had reached her lungs, she would have died immediately. Luckily, this tennis star is a fighter on and off the court, and she managed to pull through in the end. Eventually, she returned to the court where she proceeded to dominate as if she had never left. While Serena might have challenged death trying to bring joy to her life, Stefanos Tsitsipas almost never came back from a day to the beach. In October 2016, the number 1 ranked Greek tennis player Stefanos Tsitsipas decided to go for a swim with a friend off the coast of Crete, but fate was already waiting for him. It was a beautiful day and a chance to let go of some of the tension, as it's been a long year with a rapidly growing rank. The friends had strolled onto the beach looking sexy and smug, believing the water would soothe their nerves and calm their souls as they let go of all worries. That's when it all came crashing down. A current suddenly surfaced, sweeping them out to sea, probably where the Greek water god usually dines. Like the champion he'd built himself up to be, Tsitsipas fought alongside his friend. Feeling powerless against his opponent, Tsitsipas decided to fight against the turbulence was useless and finally made peace with death. Oh dear, a world-class talent helpless at sea. Death wasn't satisfied with the truce and decided the world could have her talent back. This experience gave Tsitsipas a different perspective on life, and according to the French Open runner-up, it has made him fearless. Wouldn't you after facing a worthy opponent? If you thought the water was a daring night for death, wait until you see this. Have you ever had the opportunity to spend some time alone in the desert, possibly for a week-long retreat? If you have, then I don't think the world number 2 Daniil Medvedev would want to understand why, considering how the heat almost cost his life. Medvedev noticed he couldn't breathe well in the first set, which he won. He felt his diaphragm was blocked, which made him uneasy, but he went ahead to win the set, but not after checking with his physio and laying a complaint. Then came the second set, when Medvedev's eyes decided to play out and darkness decided to visit him. Not willing to give in to this weakness, he fought hard, serving with determination. But tisk. You would think there was a magician in the crowd wanting him to lose. I guess the Russian star figured something was wrong eventually because he decided to take a medical timeout. When asked if he was all right, Medvedev replied, "I could finish the match, but I can die," and asked if the umpire would take responsibility if he died, which he wasn't planning to. Nevertheless, after an examiner checked him out, the Russian tennis star went back into the court and came out victorious, tweeting later that day that he hadn't succumbed to the weakness of the heat and was still alive. While Daniil Medvedev might have taken a purposeful step away from fighting death, Paula Badosa didn't. It was that another day the sun didn't give a damn about how humans would feel. During her game against Markita Vondarusova in the Tokyo Olympics, Paul struggled hard with her game. While she might have played with all her effort, she was having a hard time going. The humid weather was not just for her. In the middle of her quarterfinal, it became clear that the 23-year-old was having a heat stroke and was wheeled out by the Olympic officials, which marked the end of her journey for that particular match. Before I continue, if you've enjoyed this video so far, press that subscribe button to get instantly notified when a new video is out. It is one thing to be hit by nature, and it is another for your trusted body to fail you without notice. And that was what happened to Julie Brizard. In a tennis match in January 2020, the 48-year-old mother of two had been enjoying court play, determined to make a 99 out of 100 hit, which she missed by 20 feet. Feeling guilty about losing, she looked back at her partner apologetically and apologized. She might as well have been apologizing to the Grim Reaper because that was the last thing she remembered after coming out of a coma. At first, Julie thought she had been hit by a car. But no, Julie, it was death. Death. Julie, death hit you. Apparently, Brizard had suffered from cardiac arrest and was saved by a doctor who happened to be swimming at the club and who also performed an AED on her. Guess sometimes your charming knight wouldn't be in shining armor. Brizard felt a little bit confused about the whole situation as she was hardly ever sick, so she decided to sort out answers from medical experts, which led her to the Cleveland Clinic. And while the medical professionals were on their toes trying to figure out what was wrong, Julie had another knock on her body. which opened the door to another heart issue just a few months later in her dining room making breakfast. And at this point, she had accepted she was not going to make it. Fortunately, this woman proved herself wrong. And guess who is back on the court at 50? Go Julie, go Julie, go! Well, that's it for today. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. If you haven't already, turn on your post notifications for more.